Hello and welcome everyone to today's video. Today we'll not be actually playing a game, but I will be making a sort of announcement that we will most likely going to play Pokemon games only. Well, not maybe only, but for the most part at least. Because I've been thinking for quite some time, and since I always love Pokemon, as you might be able to see, I always come back to these games, and I am a collector in these games also, because I have a living Pokédex. I'm only missing like a few of them. I don't know how many exactly on top of my head. It's actually 41 Pokemon, which 2 of them are not from the newest generation, and that's Marshadow and Zeraora. The rest is sure, like, I didn't play Pokemon Legends Arceus. I do have the game. I have only played for 1 hour or so. So all those Pokemons you can get from there I also need to get, but that's also one we were playing. And the rest is just all Generation 9, because I only played Pokemon Scarlet and not Violet. I do have Violet, but I rarely played it. So all those high level ones I'm missing, and also the expansion one, the DLC, how you want to call it. And since I'm also wanting to like play Pokemon games in a somewhat different way than I usually, well, not completely, because I've just played regularly, no big challenge or whatever. But what I will do is choose a Pokemon I have not at max level yet, or I haven't played before, or barely played before. Of course, I have used most of them, definitely not all, but if I, for example, have used Butterfly and this is level 100, I can still use Caterpie or Metapod for the playthrough. But I will prioritize the ones I have never used, like the whole evolution line. In the first generation that would be a bit hard, because I noticed that, well, like a third of all of those Pokemon I have at max level, so... But since I will also need to record it and be able to send it over to a Pokemon home, we're gonna get some limitations, because I do not have record possibility for my 3DS at the moment. I don't have any capture card, or I don't have it homebrewed, and this 3DS I will not homebrew in any way. Just to be sure, I might get another one later on to homebrew. Like I do have Pokemon Blue and even also Pokemon Gold, and of course Trading Card, etc. also. Technically, of course, we can still play it and stream it in other ways, or well, show it, play whatever you want to call it, but I will not be able to send it all over to my Pokemon home. So this is why I will only for now play the ones I can send over to Pokemon home, which in this case will actually only be the 3rd through 5th generation, so GBA and the DS games, which I can send over, and the Switch games. So I will most likely be starting off either with Ruby or Sapphire. I think I will start off with Sapphire, but I will also play Ruby, but I am not allowed to use the Pokemons I used in Sapphire in Ruby. And well, you will most likely see the list now somewhere here, the ones I have used, or most likely will be using, because we will play Fire Red and Leaf Green. We will have the problem that, like, for the first half of the game, let's say just the first 4 badges, I have used all Pokemon with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions. So there's a chance that you'll just see me use Squirtle and not evolve it, or Bulbasaur. But hey, that's a different way of playing it, and it, well, makes it a little bit harder. I will try not to overlevel, of course. Before we start off, of course, I do have Pokemon Home with me here, as you might see on the screen at the moment. And I will show a few of the weird names I gave them in the past, because my idea is to just also give them all names. If you have any names for the Pokemon, just type them in the comments, share them with me. I will, of course, start off with the first part. Before this video will be live, the first Pokemon game will probably at least partly already re-recorded, so those names are already set in place, I think, at the moment. But you can still leave down for the rest, or the second Pokemon probably. And of course, before we show everything, for those who don't know what a living Pokédex is, it is, well, as you see here, number 1 in the box is Bulbasaur, then you get Ivysaur, then you get Venusaur, and so on, like all the way through all the generations. I will, for example, I know that Rattata and Raticate and a few others like Sandshrew and Sandslash, they do have Alolan forms, or just other forms. I only will be counting for my living decks 1 of them, preferably the original, as you all see here. I do have the other ones somewhere around here. Like, yeah, I do have them in another box. I do also want to get all the unknowns, like the whole alphabet. So I don't even have that, I think. My list is also only made with the Pokemon Home I have right now and Scarlet, because most of the Scarlet Pokemon are just on Scarlet at the moment. I used to give them names like this, like Ali the Alakazam, something that's a bit somewhat close to the original name, which I also did with the original Artie Zeppen. Well, I do remember I had Molly, but I don't know why I don't have that anymore. I cannot find anywhere at the moment. It's also this mod is not to my original name. Like, I used to always use Sander as my name. Since Diamond to Pearl, I also use, I think, Hikari a lot. So that name, trainer name, you also see quite a bit with my old Pokemon. But this is to Menoyan, I don't know who that is. And of course, Mr. Mewy. We also have that one. They all have been first met in the Kanto region in 2016, but rest assured, those are all my original Fire Red playthrough games. I don't even know. Fire Red 2004? I just looked it up. It is indeed 2004. And since I'm from Europe, it was the 1st of October. So near the end of the year, I started playing this game. So these Pokemon are either from 2004 or early 2005. I don't remember that much. I also remember having Dodrio at max level or near max level, but this one it's only 32, so I might be able to send, well, I might need to send over a few more from the original Fire Red and Leaf Green I have, but that doesn't mean I know I already used this one, so we will most likely not be using this one again. And apparently I also have one Muk named Muk Used Acid, or Use Acid, not used. This Hypno is called James Bond. I don't remember naming him this way, but I did. Or my Krabby named King Kevin. Sure, like most names are like from at least 15 years ago anyway, so... Or my Gengar. One of my favorite Pokemon, not my favorite, but one of my favorite Pokemon. It's called Nocturne. I'm not sure if everyone knows Nocturne from League of Legends, but that's where it came from. And this one is actually more recent in that way. Well, recent. It states 2016, so it's most likely be, I think, 2013 or 14 that this one came from. I don't know. I also have this little buddy. He's quite big. My Gengar, which I actually got for my birthday. Yeah, almost 2 months ago now. So the people who know gave me this. Of course, thank you. It's quite big. I also have more plushies over there. I might show them later on sometime. I don't know when I actually switched, because I've renamed some Pokemon as well. You will see it. Like the most oldest one I have in full capital letters, like Johan. But a lot more recently, well, I know when I switched over, of course, because that's still like 10 to 15 years ago probably. I started naming Pokemon with just the regular way of naming them, with just a capital letter and then just normal letters afterwards. And this is actually what somewhat surprised me on this one. I do have it somewhere. I think I do have it on level 100 on Emerald, the Latios, but I don't know why I don't have it 100 here. So I will just need to send it over as well. But I also, for when we play, we will not be using any legendary Pokemon. I was thinking, I don't remember ever naming like the Philippi Bucklevu, but apparently this is from Robert, some German person, I suppose. I don't know. I suppose I got this one from the Wonder Trade, I think. Yeah, here you see like 2 free spots, Zeraora and Marshadow. I don't have them. I missed the events, sadly. I'm not sure if they both had events. I think they had. Marshadow for sure, but I did miss them a long time ago. So I don't have them. Maybe if there comes an event again, I will be able to get them. Unless they are in Pokemon Go, but I rarely play Pokemon Go, to be honest. That's another option, to get them in Pokemon Go, either one of them or both. And this is also the latest one, well, the most I have on Pokemon Home at the moment. And I don't remember which is missing here, to be honest. Let me check. Oh, it seems to be Zarude. And the Gen 9 Pokemon are all on Scarlet at the moment. We are starting off with, well, let's just do Sapphire, Ruby afterwards. And then Fire Red and Leaf Green, I don't mind either way, one of those we will be doing first. Emerald afterwards, and then Diamond and Pearl, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Platinum, Black and White 2, and I think that's most of them for those I can still put over to my Pokemon Home. And then we need to make a jump to, I think, Sword and Shield. I don't mind like playing the older games or either those 3DS games anyway, but for this, don't to say challenge because it's not really a challenge, but for this way of playing, I will be, of course, needing to record it. So we'll just use the games I can record and send over to Pokemon Home. So yeah, I hope you like the idea. So mostly Pokemon. I also don't mind playing some off Pokemon games. I know non-mainline Pokemon games, like I do have Pokémon Tournament. I bought that Pokémon Tournament like I think 2 months ago or so, because I've never played it, but it looks really cool. So we also might play that somewhere in between, whatever, just to see how it is. I also have Mystery Dungeon for the Switch. I also have Pokemon Snap for the Switch. And maybe I'm missing one on top of my head. I don't know. If I load like other games as well, legitimately. Let's put it that way. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy the idea. Of course, comment down below on any of the names you would like me to give to Pokemon. Make sure to like the video if you did. And make sure to subscribe if you want to see, of course, all the Pokemon content that will be coming. And I hope I see you all in the next one. Bye bye.